Hey, welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben Armstrong, and we are going to be ranking YouTubers. I'm not a financial advisor. So today, we're gonna start with the #1 overall YouTuber, Max Mayer. Now, why is he #1? He has incredible hair, first of all. He kind of looks like Fabio. I'm not making fun of him. He really does have phenomenal hair. #2, he is really a phenomenal YouTuber, right? He's very engaging. He seems to have good picks. And #3, and most importantly, he's gonna be the first person we're gonna grade. So he's gonna be ranked #1 overall. What we're gonna do, we're going to gather data on every crypto YouTuber that's over 100,000 subscribers that makes crypto picks. And we're gonna judge their picks, but more importantly, we're gonna provide you with empirical data and evidence on who is the very best YouTuber. And we're gonna create an S tier ranking, and basically the first YouTubers are all gonna be S tier because we only have room on the S tier for 3 YouTubers. And as these new YouTubers and new videos get shown, then we grade their picks and we find out who has the alpha, the most alpha. The top 3 picks, the top 3 slots in the S tier list of crypto YouTubers will only be reserved for 3. And so we're gonna see people get knocked down. We're gonna see people you think are good YouTubers actually revealed to have terrible picks. We're gonna find YouTubers that people think are terrible to have the most alpha in the space. I can't wait, let's get started. All right, so here we are. We got this video, Max Mayer's top 13 altcoins to 10x by Bitcoin halving. Last chance. This is a few weeks ago, or maybe about a week ago, so I hope the chance is still valid. Let's check out Max's 13 picks, and then I'm gonna stop after each one of these picks, make some comments. Now, over the next few weeks, as we start doing this series, what we're gonna do is be pulling all of this data. So for today, I'm just gonna kind of grade Max's picks, but over the next couple of weeks, you guys are gonna be able to see these picks play out in real time and how good his picks actually are. At the end of this video, we're gonna show you where those picks are today, about a week after he made this video. Okay, let's go ahead and get this video started. But remember, these picks are just my opinion on how I'm grading them. And make sure also we got linked down below for Max and this video and his channel if you wanna go check him out. I do think he is a pretty good YouTuber. I haven't graded his picks yet to see how they are. And also, as we do this series, open invitation to any of these YouTubers that we do these videos for. You are welcome to come on to the live stream for an interview to talk about your picks or defend your picks, or if I have a criticism of it and you want to discuss it, or if you just got something you want to talk about, you want to come hang out and talk crypto. Open invitation to anyone we do these videos on. All right, so here we go. Let's get the video started.
2024 will be the last time 10x gains are just sitting there for the taking. So while it might feel like you're late, you're actually still early if you act now. 2024 is our year. There are 13 altcoins that I suspect will absolutely explode. First, I'd like to look at Celestia. Imagine you're a FOMO charged, pants around the ankle, hyped having investor. You're looking at altcoins, you see Celestia, and you see this all-time glorious price graph. Green line going up and up and up. And well, I think that this project it's quite cool. Celestia is cool. That's not exactly why I like it. I like it because it's the obvious choice when money floods in. The tech is nice. It's a nice insurance policy that gives people an added reason to get involved. You know, it's got this modular blockchain network with a passionate community. It checks that logical box. This all looks good for investors. They're gonna want a safe project like this. The investors who make a killing though on this one will be the people who can predict the surge before it happens, not the people who hop in after the gains are already made. The token with the same logic is Injective. Green line, climbing up. It's a finance-focused blockchain that promises best-in-class finance apps. Can it deliver? We don't really know yet, remains to be seen, but it's got a good price chart and it's making promises that investors will absolutely like. So again, I'd get on this one early because it's a likely target for a pump once the market really starts ripping and roaring.
Okay, so I waited until after Injective Protocol because I wanted to comment on both these projects together. Because it's really interesting. I like both these picks, obviously. I like Celestia, I think a little better than Injective at this point. But Celestia kind of reminds me of the chart of Terra Luna and the sentiment of Terra Luna. And I'm not saying it's a scam like Terra Luna, but I'm saying the run up that it had in 2020 and 2021. Celestia just, it seems to remind me kind of that kind of move. And I really like Celestia. Now, as far as Injective Protocol goes, I like Injective. It's a project Coin Bureau picked as his coin of the year, or one of his coins of the year for like 2021 for the last bull run. It didn't really do much. And you fast forward all these years later, and now it really is, it started doing something. Max said something interesting here. He said, hey, be careful. Don't jump in after all these moves and all the money is made. Well, these things have both already shot up significantly, so you don't have a choice if you want to get in these. Doesn't mean all the money is made. Doesn't mean the meat of the move has already occurred. It doesn't mean there's not a lot more X's, but we can get in early now. But guys, Inject has been around forever, for 5 years probably, for at least 4 years, maybe 5 years. So the thing that really to point out why these are good picks in my opinion is, guys, the Cosmos ecosystem has been blowing up and doing very well. And these are both related to it. Cosmos is not your typical layer one. It's got this this interesting setup for this Tendermint BFT that's an infrastructure that other projects are built on. And it's got a lot of really cool mechanisms to connect blockchains and solve scalability and connectivity and throughput and all these things. So anyways, you're seeing a tale of two coins here, okay? You're seeing Celestia's brand new project, really been blowing up. You got Injective, that's kind of an older project. Mid-range, medium-age project has been really doing well, getting its wings. And then they got in common is the Cosmos ecosystem. So that's where you should really be focused is if you want to get something that's early, building that Cosmos ecosystem for some new project using the Tendermint BFT that might do really well or pop up, but you might be 4 years too early of it. You can always be looking in the future for projects that maybe not worth investing in now, but has a cool idea to invest in later. So I think both of these are pretty good picks. I would take Celestia over Injective right now, but it's just my personal opinion.
Still solid though is Akash. Akash had a dip throughout 2022, but it's climbed back a bit and it has a cool use case for investors, buying and selling computing resources. But even better, it's cheap. Doesn't cost much to get in early and wait for that halving money to absolutely flood in. If this money hits Akash, you could see a very, very steep climb in a short period of time.
Okay, so far, this pick here, Akash, we're not saying Akash is not a good project, but his reasoning for listing this one I think is very weak. He basically says at the end of it, he says, if big money comes in and goes in this project, the price could go up big time. Okay, I get it. I think Akash is actually a decent project, but I don't think he focused enough on the use case of this, using people's unused computing power, right? We look at projects like Arweave, we look at projects like ALTCOIN, we look at projects like Render, and we know that this is a big niche, right? There's some even in the Solana ecosystem that are doing this. So to me, I think he should have focused a little bit more on that. I think it's a good use case. That's where we're gonna have to have a lot of this computing power. And then he transitions really quickly into gaming coins. So let's check out the gaming coins.
For altcoins, I'd look at these 5: Beam, Prime, Immutable X, Gala, and Ronin. I'm looking at them all for the same reason. They're making moves within the gaming space. That means if any crypto gaming project, like off the grid, goes mainstream, these projects are where I'd bet money is going to dive into right after. Just picture this. Some guy named Jim, he goes to work and hears about his coworker Mark, who made massive money on that big trailblazing gaming crypto. What does Jim do next? He's pretty likely to look for the next coin that could pop off with the same principles, one that just makes sense and people are already excited about. This kind of sentiment investing is just thinking one step ahead of the market. Will you always be right? No. But crypto is pure psychology right now, so the more you understand psychology of crypto investors, the better you'll be at predicting where this cash will go, especially once the market is really heating up.
Okay, so he bounces back pretty good. I mean, he should have just left Akash off. After watching this video and seeing these clips, he shouldn't have done Akash. He didn't get into it that much. So he really bounces back hard and he gives a good narrative here. And he says, hey, these are the gaming projects that could, if there is one that blows up, and it could be one of these, maybe it's Gala, maybe it's Immutable X, but when one of these coins blows up in the gaming industry, all of a sudden everybody's gonna be looking for the next one. And I really like that. I think it's a really good narrative from Max. I think he really hits it on the head. I think he's dead on, and he's got some really killer picks. Echelon Prime is a project that we had as one of our coins of the month back in January, I believe it was, and it absolutely crushed it for us. Echelon Prime, I do believe, is a big project. Prime is the ticker. You also have Immutable X. I think Immutable X is going to do big things. The J-Chains absolutely loves it. And not enough can be said about its impact in the gaming space. And then you have Beam. Beam, I think, is a project that is a little bit newer to people. They're starting to get their hands around it. And I know there's a lot of gaming studios that are building there. Gala. Gala is going to be here, guys. I was kind of bearish on it in the last bull market, especially in the bear market. I didn't like the way they used a lot of their money, and I've been very disappointed with a lot of their announcements. But look at them. They've been plugging on, and I said that the whole time. I said if they keep moving on and moving forward, and I have to acknowledge, hey, I was wrong, then there it is. And I think now I'm getting to be semi-bullish on Gala. I'm back to where I'm trading it a little bit, and we'll see where it goes. I want to see more from them though. Ronin, I think Ronin has already probably seen its best days. The Ronin token, that was a project that actually FTX had messed around with the perpetual futures, and it really messed up the price of the Ronin token at some point. And so Ronin, I think, look, I'm just not too bullish on Ronin. That's one that I'm not gonna put on my list, but we'll see what the numbers say and how it's done since he did this video. And then as the series goes on, we'll see how it performs. Maybe I'm wrong. The BitBoy Crypto Morning Show is powered by Stake. It's the world's largest social casino. Social, games, chat, fun, much more. Get your account started today by scanning the QR code on the screen or clicking the link down below in the description. All right, back to the show.
Flare. This is a really cool one. It's climbed out of a deep dip thanks in part to its solid use case, which I actually think is pretty slept on. It essentially bridges off-chain and on-chain data, which is insanely useful for developers. You can still grab this one for next to nothing. Its price is super low, which is great, and its reputation could gain an enormous influx of investment within the next 12 months post-Bitcoin halving.
Okay, this is interesting. I got a bone to pick with Max here. You're not gonna mention XRP, you're not gonna mention XRPL. This project was birthed, I think it was at ERC20, I believe, but it was birthed in order to try to bring smart contracts and smart contract functionality through the off-chain data onto the XRPL. I mean, that was where this was an airdrop that went along with XRP. There was a snapshot that was taken. So that has to be mentioned here. That Flare is not in the XRP ecosystem per se, they're on the same chain, but they are in the same ecosystem in reality. So a lot of the XRP army is behind Flare, and once again, Flare was another project that we picked as our coin of the month that had an absolutely phenomenal month. I think it was in December. And it finally started picking up steam again. It's continued ever since I picked it. We go back and look at when I picked that, and it has done phenomenal ever since. So let's go ahead really quickly, get into the next one. The next one's the most interesting pick on this list to me.
Another project called Pendle is absolutely catching my eye. It's kind of complicated under the hood, but the basic idea here is they're innovating how people can earn income off their crypto holdings. I've said this a million times before, I'll say it again, but DeFi is the best use case for crypto, in my opinion, by far. DeFi isn't going anywhere, but I also believe that no one has truly cracked DeFi yet. Like, none of these providers have truly cracked it yet. Eventually, there's going to be a DeFi game-changing project that literally everyone will use because it is so damn good. Now, Pendle, it isn't as cheap as others, but it still has a low enough price that you can get in early, so when halving hits, you are absolutely ready.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's gonna be very interesting doing these videos because I don't watch other crypto YouTubers. And if I do, I'm skimming through and I'm barely watching. Actually watching some of this, I'm gonna really see who knows a lot about crypto, who's working off different narratives, and then maybe some other niches they don't know that much about. To me, the fact that Max didn't mention this as an RWA coin, it's a real world asset coin, Pendle, to me, that's very interesting. I'm not saying he doesn't know or he's not educated on it. I'm just saying that the RWAs are going to be the #1 thing that we're gonna be covering going forward on my channel for the rest of this bull run. And I think it's interesting that Pendle is in the category of tokenized, assets, RWAs on CoinGecko. It's like one of the top 5, I think, and that didn't get mentioned. And I think that really Max is really good at showing these narratives, and that's the narrative for Pendle. That's the narrative. And him talking about, oh, they could crack DeFi, somebody could crack DeFi. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think anyone's gonna crack DeFi. Like Aave. Aave cracked the flash loans of DeFi, right? Celsius cracked how not to do DeFi, right? So we've had a lot of different things that have been cracked, but overall DeFi, it's just too big. It's just like crypto, guys. And that's really why I enjoy doing these videos. Crypto has gotten too big to learn it all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shortcut it. Instead of trying to find all these new coins, we're just gonna look at what all the popular coins are that people are talking about. And some of those are gonna be new popular coins. And we're gonna be able to see how they perform. The other 3 coins, by the way, the Max mentions on this video, Chainlink, I think is gonna do well. Polygon, I think it's gonna do well. There's like 2 top coins. There's not a lot to really go over there. They're old coins. Anchor, they've got a lot of staking going on. They've got some cool on-chain DeFi, on-chain staking. That's pretty cool. I think Anchor is a good project. I actually met their founder randomly when I was having lunch one day over in Dubai. One of their co-founders, really nice guy. So Anchor's a project I am bullish on. I do like Anchor. We'll get a little bit more into that, I'm sure, at another time, but we'll go ahead and pop up on the screen. Guys, this is how these coins have done since he did this video. And so what we're gonna be doing now is we're gonna be compiling all this data for our S-tier YouTuber list. And guys, after this video, I gotta admit, here we go. Max Mayer, ranked #1, and #1 YouTuber in the world, according to BitBoy. S-tier. We'll see where he ends up ranking, but I think he's got some good picks. Look, if I were to give my grade on Max's picks, he's got some good ones. I think he's missing a lot, but it's only 13 coins, right? And he's saying the ones by the halving, Injecta's probably not a good candidate to run up before the halving. He already had a massive run up. So we'll see. Celestia to me is a little more consistent, but you know, we can look at all these projects moving. I think some of them will move, but at the end of the day, overall, these coins compared to my portfolio and the ones that I've been looking at, I would get, it's a great YouTube video, phenomenal YouTube video, good information. The actual picks, I would probably give these picks a B-. A collection of 13 coins to go in a portfolio, I would probably give this one a B-. And I don't know, over time, we'll see how those grades play out. Maybe it's an A+, maybe it's an F. So we'll have to see over the next few months how these do. So let me know, which YouTubers do you guys want to see me grade their picks? Drop it down below. They need to be over 100,000. And it's not because there's extra value. We're gonna do videos sometimes where we go under that number, but it's gonna be easier for us to collect that data and find out who really is the best YouTuber out there. And I know it's not gonna be me, because we're not gonna grade my picks. Thanks, guys.